Yeah, all day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never run. We'd hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art, let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars. We were never apart, drinking too young, way too much fun, out in the sun, or rain when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song, dance all night long till the lights come on. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. Nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious. We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. How careless we could be. It's too late now, I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to the GCSL close brackets for the Paladins group right now. We are finally at week 6, and we're slowly going to be closing out the matches. Today's exciting matchups are a lot included, and of course, I am your host, Aggressive, to bring you all of the casting goodness and also the phone number jokes that we all love. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to be let's say we're not going to be accompanied by Joshi Poo, our favorite co-streamer today, because he has some family matters to attend to. So I'm going to be joined by Oniza, FYB player, if I remember correctly, and also he's a small boy who became a big boy as being a caster now. So Oniza, uh, introduce yourself.
Hi.
Hi, you can see the voice crack in his voice. He's a nervous boy now.
I'm a
He's
big boy now. Yeah.
Yes, he's a big boy now. So yeah, Onisa is going to be helping me with the co-casting, and as the matches are rolling through, if it's halftime or if it's slowed down, maybe I'll ask for his opinion in certain cases. So it's going to be the same as Josh, but you know, a bit more towards my side. So without further ado, I think that we can be getting into the games pretty quickly. So we are going to be having Fries and Ice Cream versus Chronix and Tiger Mafia versus Imperium. So one of the top dogs and two of the bottom dogs right now in this entire tournament going up against one another. Deadly Hollows were not able to play this week, apparently due to complications of their players having other things to do. So those teams are not going to be going through, but we still have some exciting matchups to go for. Tiger Mafia versus Imperium being one of them. So without further ado, let us get into the very first map and see where Tiger Mafia and Imperium take us. So the very first map is going to be going over to Ice Mines, ladies and gentlemen. So Tiger Mafia, very well known on this map, and this is probably the weakest map for the side of Imperium as far as I know. So it's going to be very interesting to see Imperium going with Alex Whoosh, going on to the Inara, Acid Duck, going on to Furia right now, Fish Swap going on to Victor is one trick, and Daddy DLS going on the Khan, and Wolfies going on his one trick, Bomb King. And from the side of Team Tiger and Mafia, we see Louis Vante going for the Genos pick, Totori going on the Barrick, and very strong picks coming out with the Genos Koga combo as well, with Creams on a comfort pick being the Cassidy. So this is going to be a very interesting draft from the side of both teams right now, with a much more hyper sustained composition coming out from the side of Imperium, and a much more hyper aggressive damage composition coming out from the side of Tiger Mafia. And Oniza, give us your insight onto this game.
What?
Give us your thoughts on the draft.
I think they agree. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Just continue. Don't disturb me.
This is a professional co-caster, by the way. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Oniza's trying to be a big boy. He's trying to be the biggest boy in the world.
I'm still a small boy.
Anyways, that is going to be something to listen to. So anyways, the drafts are much more personally, for my opinion, as we are getting into the game, of course, I am leaning towards the side of Tiger Mafia, of course, just because of they have the Genos Koga, and Genos and Koga already burns Victor very quickly, and with the Genos Pocket on his side, he's going to be running through this Victor very quickly. But if Kira Mima is able to hit the headshots, and we all know how good Mima's aim is, so he can actually get away with it. Wolfie's being also on the Bomb King, especially on a map this close quarters like Ice Mines, is going to be very heavy for the side of Tiger Mafia, because they have no proper blaster. There's only Creams, probably going for a Megaton build. No Megaton build from the side of Creams as well. This may cause a lot of issues, and there's no proper displacement on the side of Tiger Mafia. But they do have the Atlas Wall to slow down the pushes and the aggression coming out from Wolfies, and also stop Victor from doing a lot of damage to the team. It's a strong draft from both sides, but I'm leaning more towards the side of Imperium on this one, just because they have that Bomb King pick going out, especially on a map like Ice Mines where blasters are so prevalent. They have two forms of blast damage to deal damage around corners, being the Victor and the BK. So it's going to be very interesting to see how both teams are going to be lining up. And of course, we all know Imperium are the top dog. They've won everything right now. So let's hope Tiger Mafia can actually dethrone them for once. This is going to be a very interesting match to watch. We're firstly going to be watching from the side of Wolfies as he's moving forward onto this back end right now. As the damage is raining down slowly into this back foot. Wolfies is trying to deal as much damage as possible onto this back end right now. The damage is raining down onto the back side. The barrack is falling low. The Khan is actually making a hyper aggressive push into the back line. But Mima is at the ready with creams. And they have peeled enough for his teammate to take that first kill. And Tiger Mafia take the first blood. But still, there's no hyper aggression. And everyone from the side there low. Wolfies needs one sticky bomb to connect. But he does not find it in this case. And the damage is raining down. Cream's trying to deal some damage, but it's not going to be enough as he is forced back with the Atlas while stopping any forms of hyper aggression that can be done. Going not on the objective at the very beginning stages. Wolfie's falling dangerously low to the back end, but Acid is a one quick heal pop. That is all that she wrote for that side. Fishweep trying to burn through the shield as fast as he possibly can. But everyone from the side of Tiger Mafia making a fast rotate backwards, taking defensive positions. And this is a very smart play, but Cream's dangerously out of position. And May just caught them around, but Atlas is able to rewind at the very last second. But still, Imperium have taken the zone, and Fishweep has a perfect angle. And a good crossfire set between Wolfies on that side with the King Bomb rolling through. And he has everything that he needs to create the zone with 75% and taking. The tanks are dead from the side of Tiger Mafia. They have no Cassie to burst things down. Everyone dismounted. And Team Imperium have a strong retake position to take that blow. And Wolfies, amazing plays from both Wolfies and Acid right there, setting up that beam to get a perfect stun onto the backline, onto the barrack. That is the good setup of team play that you need to see from top teams of this region. And very nicely done from both of them. Classic slowly pushing up. We're going to be watching Cream's perspective at the very beginning stages of this match as everyone is falling dangerously low. Alex Whoosh on this high ground right now, but completely out in the open, but is able to get out due to the Mother's Wave being present. That ideal is trying to get a proper pick off onto the back line, but still there's enough heal coming out from Cream to instantly shut down the Cassie. This is a luminary boosted Cassie, so the damage is going to be very high in these fights as defensive positions were set, and the fights are being slowed down heavily into the favor of Tiger Mafia. Fights are going slower than usual as the teams are stacking up. From this right hand side, no one is checking the right hand. Everyone is on mid with the inflame popping out as well. Fishweep has an angle on everyone and a good grab from Daddy DLS, and that's all that she wrote. The first pick comes through, the second pick as well. Wolfie's getting that second kill right now, ladies and gentlemen. Atlas being forced back into the fire. He's just being thrown out of the frying pan and into the fire right now, ladies and gentlemen. And there's nothing that the side of Tiger Mafia can do. It is very important to hold the off angle, and Samoyed and Dotori both just went up into the same side, letting Fishweep just get a big flank, and that's all that they needed in that fight. With an ultimate coming out from KR Mima, this may just stabilize the entire thing. And it is able to do so as it has no utility whatsoever, and KR Mima does as its phone number calls him up. 1 HP, had to reload, but it's all that she wrote. And one after the other, they're just falling like pinballs right now for the side of Team Imperium. One kill is all that they needed, and KR Mima just single-handedly saved the point for his team.
30 seconds remaining.
Save nicely done from the side of Tiger Mafia to come back from a failed defensive push right there, but still the zone is starting off and they're still holding strong.
15 seconds remaining.
Things have slowed down quite heavily as Victor, probably there is no possible touch because the Atlas Rewind is at the ready. There are no ults from the side of Imperium that they can use. That ideal is already falling dangerously low. Fishweep looking for KR Mima is not able to find it at the very last second, and KR Mima is just able to get out with the skin of his teeth. But still, the Wolfies does get the first pick onto the backline, but there is a 2-for-2 trade. Both of the off tanks are dead. Luis Monte does tries to heal up, but it's not gonna be enough as Team Imperium are just pushing up slowly. Alex Whoosh surviving as much as he possibly can, and that's all that they needed with the wall coming up soon as well. Maybe taking the high ground advantage, but no, just opts to push in completely with a good wall placement, setting it up for Fishweep right there, ladies and gentlemen. With one more ult, that's all that they're going to need, with the dome shield being used as well. But Alex Whoosh falling dangerously low. Daddy Deal is trying to force the barrack out of position, but it's not going to be enough. This is going to be a very dangerous play, but Wolfie's just popping off onto this bomb, getting a triple kill, ladies and gentlemen. That's all that they needed with one Grumpy Bomb just completely shutting everything down. That DL is using his life as a stalk to make sure his team just push it through. With 2 ults being used from the side of Team Imperium and Tiger Mafia using multiple ults to try and hold it down. The True Time and Space has been used, but it's going to be coming back soon. But the Dome Shield going down is going to be a very big deal because there is no one to hold the workshop site now. What is going to happen in workshop? Because you have no blaster, and against the Bomb King, you are going to lose the workshop site. So they may opt to go for a full-on stage push, which may cause issues depending on the situation. So these things are going to be slowing down. We are going to be watching Daddy DLS probably at the very beginning stages of this fight, as he's going to have the most interesting POV of how he actually pushes this end. Alex Woosh just completely pushing up. He gives no damns. He's Alex Woosh after all. He's pushing up with a good wall placement to completely cockblock off everyone. Wolfie's dangerously low but does not get a heal from Acid, but Alex Woosh is able to get their first kill, looking for another kill. The tanks are just raided in. They are dealing the damage. Alex Woosh finishes it off as both tanks from the side of Tiger Mafia are dead. Here Mima holding in the back line, but he's not going to be able to get out, as Fish Sweep does have his phone number, calls it up and rings him in his head. Ding, ding, ding. And he dies right there. And the zone begins right now, ladies and gentlemen. We all know how good zone this map is going to have into this backline, and with one overpower, that's all that they needed. The first pick is all that you need to stop a full-on hyper-aggressive push coming out from their end. 96% and taking an Acid, just sitting on the point like an absolute unit. Takes that cap. Rotations are going through onto this backline right now. We're going to be watching our Big Daddy going forward, probably on its left hand side, but they're just spamming down the corners for the very beginning stages. Wolfie's trying to hold strong, but what is going to be going through on this end? Nima falling dangerously, but is able to get out at the very last second. A good wall placement from Samoy right there to slow things down, slow the aggression from this right hand side. Is everyone just rotating over onto this right hand side? No one is watching mid. Alex Woosh going up for a very nice in our ultimate right there, ladies and gentlemen, with Wolfie sticking double bombs and just finishing on them all. That's all that they needed. Karamima, he is going to die as Victor just runs in to get that kill. He is showing no mercy to the side of Tiger Mafia, and should you not, with the weeks coming closer and closer to being at the very end. Hold on, damage is raining down, things have slowed down, and Zatori just gets melted. That poor Barrick just got popped so hard. He's just a balloon now. He doesn't have health anymore. What do you mean, ladies and gentlemen? As things are rolling through, Tiger Mafia falling dangerously low, in flame popping as well. The bonus damage is present, ladies and gentlemen. The Tiger Mafia are trying to hold, but it's not gonna be enough as Wolfies rolls on through with the victory ultimate. And it's all over for the side of Tiger Mafia. And a very interesting first game right there, ladies and gentlemen. Good plays from both sides, but Team Imperium capitalizing on the small mistakes that the side of Team Tiger Mafia, that, what can I say, just went in their favor. So Onisa, tell us your thoughts of the match.
Yeah, as you can see, the Bomb King was very dominant over this map. I mean, he can control all the part of this map because the bomb man so strong, insane.
Yes, Bombad is very strong.
I'm back, by the way, guys.
Yeah, okay, so Acid, you tell us your thoughts.
Tiger Mafia drafted a lot for the Genos. They had the Koga, Barry, Cassie, but I don't think they utilized it as well as they should have.
And the zones were
Every start of the round, I didn't see the Atlas pushing up.
The
They were
Atlas
just
didn't push
stacking
up,
towards the center of Bond.
also
so I
they
don't
didn't take
think-
proper zones properly. The zones were not being taken from their ends. It's also causing massive problems on their side as well. You guys you guys just always outzone them so hard.
And I want to say one thing. Why I don't know why they let Wolfie play Bomb King on Ice Mines.
I don't know. That is the biggest question we all have. I think they forgot Wolfie's existed.
We were like so hyped because Wolfie finally got to play Bomb King.
Wolfies would be like, I finally got to play my main. Now I can give people a big hug. Not feel bad about it.
Yeah, good game. They tried.
Yes. Yes. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the very first game. So we are going to be taking a small break for exactly 2 minutes before we move into the very second game. So sit tight and relax and listen to some music in the meantime.
Heading down Cali, driving round with my baby. Top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away. Yeah, New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool. Yeah, I got love blind, and ooh yeah, got my heart out, and it's covered in gold, like moonlight over Hollywood, and it's cool. Yeah, 'cause you know it's good. Oh baby, we'll never get old. You got it going on, I'll be there in a heartbeat. Tell me your favorite song, I'll put it on repeat. I could wait for you forever, through the storms or any weather. Yeah, you're like New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool, yeah. I got my love blind, and ooh yeah, got my heart out, and it's covered in gold, like moonlight over Hollywood, and it's cool, yeah, 'cause you know it's good. Oh baby, we'll never get old. Down Cali, driving round with my baby. Top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away. Yeah.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the next set of games. So, the very first set, we saw that Tiger Mafia had a very rough start, and hopefully they can come back on these next few games. So, as we saw, the main issue for the side of Tiger Mafia was they were not holding proper zones. So hopefully they learn from their mistakes from the very last game and apply it to this next game, because this is going to be the second game. So this is game point for the side of Tiger Mafia, with Imperium being up 1. So Acid, are you ready? Sorry, Acid, are you ready? Acid.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, yes. Okay, so Acid is ready. Onita, small boy, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, the small boy is ready as well. So we're going to be starting right now, going into the second match. And we are going to be taken into Bright Marsh. This is a well-known map for the side of Imperium, probably being their most comfortable map right now in this entire league. So it's going to be very Imperium sided. For the side of Tiger Mafia, they've played this map a lot, but still Imperium is Imperium, and we are going to see Fishwab on Android, Wolfies on Grok. Yeah, this is rewind time, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the most fun thing ever to watch. And from the side of Tiger Mafia, going in for the same draft, but Samoyed going on to the Terminus. So this is going to be much more interesting. And Kiarmima, of course, going on to the Ying. So the drafts are more or less the same, but double point tank with that. Double point tank with a Genos and Ying may just work out, but it is still a DPS Ying. How much healing are you going to be pumping out to keep these two tanks alive is the real question. And again, especially against the Grok pick where you don't have a proper shield and a lot of deployables to bounce off the shock pulses. It's going to be very dangerous for the side of Tiger Mafia. They're playing a very rough card, picking this Ying up with the Grok being open this early and taking double point tank without any aggression to move forward. It's going to be very dangerous for their end, but still, Acid, give us the insight of your.
I don't really like the Tiger Mafia because they drafted 2 point tanks with the Genos, but they got the Ying, but still,
DPS.
the Imperium counterpick their Ying with the Grok. I think Grok here is really good because they have Cassie.
And
So-
also, Andro pick is very strong because of the headshot potential that they all bring. And also, Andro's soft counters Terminus because using the reanimate basically shuts him down entirely.
Yep.
So there are small picks like that going into this. So probably Tiger Mafia may have an idea of what they're going to do to win this game. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we can be getting into the game. So let us look at the drafts and the picks right now. Inara actually going for Treacherous Grounds this time around. It's going to be very interesting to see how she plays this Treacherous Ground talent into these hyper aggressive picks with Alex Woosh going for the Architectonics loadout instead of the usual Fortify loadout that we all know and love. But against a composition like that, Architectonics may work out, but I would be leaning more towards Fortify because they don't have a proper record other than the Cassie, so that shield would actually get a lot of value in these phases. But still, Architectonics is a strong is a strong legendary nonetheless. With the picks going out at the very usual, we're going to be watching Fishwab actually at the very beginning stages of this fight because honestly, I have not seen Fishwab play a 5 versus 5 Andro, and we all know how much of a well-known Andro Fishwab actually is in the entire Paladins community. But we all know that he feeds in a 5v5 setting. So let us watch him do so. So Acid, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes. And also, who is this fake Acid on the side of Team Imperium?
What do you mean fake Acid?
This is a fake Acid. We all know the truth. So we're moving forward into this fight. We're seeing Fishweep taking the high ground angle at the very beginning of the fight. But still, a strong zone with the headshots popping out from the side of Fishweep. The damage is raining down with the flick shots raining in as well onto the heads of Samoy. But Totore falls at the very beginning stages. Daddy DLS going in strong. He's going in hard. He's being the daddy he was meant to be. And he's using his life to give his team enough space. Daddy DLS going in for the big shots and Fishweep. These are the flick shots that you want to see. Cassie didn't even know what hit him, and he just dash flicked him out of this universe and sent him back to spawn crying. And the zone begins, and we can see the damage just raining in, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be very hard to push in as well with such a strong and hyper aggressive composition from the side of Team Imperium. You drafted in such a way that You are giving the Grok 3 shock pulses. You have nothing to stop him as well. And with the Grok ultimate popping up as well as the Tempest has been used, this shuts off the, just turns off the gas pedals for the side of Team Imperium. And they're just running in one after the next. Fishwab already has the number of creams, doesn't find it, and is very out of position. And this may just cost them a lot, but Fishwab is able to get out. Remaining in safe territory does not wall him off at the very initial stage. A perfect wall placement right there would just end it entirely as KR Mima's trying to poke him out. Fishwave falling dangerously low, but still, it's gonna be going in strong. With that ADLS falling dangerously low, he does fall with the cripples, stopping out Wolfies for a little while longer. As the healing from his own totem is able to get him out, as everyone from the side of Team Imperium are retreating as the main off tank is dead. And especially on a map like this, if your off tank dies, it is very crucial that he does come back before an initial push can be made. But Fishwap has been caught out, and he does use his ultimate as a panic ultimate has been used by Fish, ladies and gentlemen. This is why he is Fish, but Daddy DLS immediately kills off the healer at the backline, but he's overextended and completely zoned out from his team, but it does not matter. Daddy DLS taking someone with him. He does get a double kill to absolutely shut everyone down, and Fishwap going in for the big flicks, trying to go for the flicks a bit too much, and he does fall for that case. As everyone from the side of Tiger Mafia is very low, but the tanks have died out with Lucas Vante on the low ground as well. This is very, very dangerous for the side of Tiger Mafia. They need to make sure that Lucas Vante dies, but if he dies right now, it's all over. Very bad positioning side, and very bad, that is how you lose a game, ladies and gentlemen. Tiger Mafia are just now stacking onto this point right now, one after the next, but still Terminus has his ult to stall out the point for a little while longer, but everyone is still alive from the side of Team Imperium, and they just got pushed in hard. Luis Monde should have actually pushed up forward to get him to die in its initial point fight, so he would have the high ground advantage as the tanks were pushing down. Even if the Tempest was used, you would have been able to get inside spawn, and you would have the damage present. Even same goes to KR Mima. They were both on low ground for so long that it really didn't do them any favors.
Capture point spawning in 15
I think this is just this is just the problem of double point tanks with the Genos. They have no one to shut down the Androxus.
That's the main issue. Creams is trying, but Creams is not able to find it because both tanks cannot even reach Andro properly. And even if the cripple is able to hit them, it's not going to do much. And a cripple in Andro with the Genos is very powerful, but you do not have anything to collapse on them. We're going to be watching Dottore at the very beginning stages. Is a good wall from Dottore. May just set everything up with the Seismic Slam being used and probably ready right now. He does not opt to use the Seismic Slam, goes in for the barrack instead. May just be able to find a pick onto this barrack, and a good cripple is all that they need as they collapse onto the side of Alex Woosh, and he does fall. Daddy DLS already using the stun to actually kill out Samoy, but Samoy may just opt to use his ultimate, and he does. So in this case, Wolf is falling dangerously low, but Fishweave is able to just flick shot them out, but Creams is at the ready right behind him to pop him down right there. Creams getting the double kill for his team, still keeping them in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. He is doing all that he can on this point fight. He does not want to go home and actually beat Imperium on this stage. Trying his hardest as the Khan shield does go down, and Daddy DLS finally falls for his over-aggression as Fishweave does use his ultimate, trying to get a kill on the KR Mima, but you're not going to find anything, especially against the Ying Fishweave. He tries his hardest, but he's not able to find that pick. A good headshot on the side of Creams opts him to completely back out with 78% for Tiger Mafia. They still have a chance for retake on this fight as Luis Vante falling dangerously low. He's out of position. He has no one to save him right now with the Tempest being used from the side of the Grok. And for the side of Team Imperium, it's time to set up the gas pedals. 84% and taking the points are taken down. KR Mima falling dangerously low. The Tor is the only one alive with Samoyed on the point. They're low as hell. They don't have any ult. And 87% and taking both tanks staggered out. And Tiger Mafia are sent back to spawn, and Team Imperium take another point.
That was actually like Tiger Mafia won the first fight because Cassie got 2 picks. I don't know how they actually lost it.
I think they lost it mainly because of the mispositioning from the side of Luis Vante, because he gave Fishweek an open angle. He should have pushed in with his team instead of staying far back when he actually went in low health. Maybe staying closer to the Cassie would have given him a much more higher chance of surviving, because Creams would have a proper angle to actually shoot Fish down if he did a hyper aggression.
That is true.
Hyper-aggression
Yes.
was a bit too hard on that very back end, and a good shot from Lewis Monte as a true time spray does connect onto the fake acid. The fake acid does
Fake
die.
acid.
Yes, you're the duck. That is the acid. The fake acid does die into this back end. Daddy DL is falling dangerously low. He's playing with the dome shield right now, but a good Tempest from the side of Wolf Beast keeps his team alive and kicking as they take down everyone from the side of Tiger Mafia. And only the DPS and the healer are alive, ladies and gentlemen, as they are not being able to find the picks right now, as everyone is just only pushing forward. Not much to say in this end as the shots are just going through, and Lewis Monday again on the low ground. Fisher is not able to find that last pick that he needs for his team, but still it's going to go through with the accursed arm at the ready. He does use it to actually get the mobility advantage on this back end, so he does not get crippled out fully, with the ult being used from the side of the Inara as well. Good headshot from the side of Bishwab, and he does get the picks. He lost the Ying entirely, and this does cause them. Very nicely done from the side of KR Mima right there to actually juke out Fish so well that he did not even know where Mima was. Good clone placements, and this is what is dangerous about a proper Ying player.
That was actually quite risky for the Cassie and Janos to jump down as well. Because if they manage to push past the choke, then it's over for them.
But very nicely done from Ying to actually properly do it. But Fishweep already does have the phone number of everyone. He's just calling them up with the Tempest as well. There's nothing that they can do. Maybe Fishweep pushing into the Tempest would have been enough on this point fight, as they cursed arm is already going off for it into the open as well. Fishweep using his ultimate a bit too dangerously, falling dangerously low, and he does fall to the side of KR Mima. Small decision making issues does cause a lot, but everyone from the side of Team Imperium are just collapsing one after the next onto the side of Tiger Mafia, and they're just falling with 3 seconds left on the overtime timer. Terminus does have his ultimate to actually stall out the point for a little while longer. Terminus does his roll. Alex Whoosh has been hit. There is a chance that they can still get through with this. Alex Whoosh falling dangerously low, but instantly gets healed back up to full. Fishum now going into 1v1 with the Andro, but everyone from the side of Tiger Mafia are on this low ground right now, with Alex Whoosh using the dome shield as well, trying to zone out this Inara as fast as he possibly can, but the damage is just raining through with the Enflame popping out as well. And Team Imperium, that is all that they need for that fight, with the Tempest being used. Even if there was any chance for the side of Tiger Mafia to retake that fight, I do not see any with the Tempest right there. As analysis.
Close game. I
Yeah,
mean, good effort from Tiger Mafia. They managed to pick out the power pick for Mima, the Ying, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to give them the win.
Mima played it extremely well, and of course with Fish repeating those kind of flicks, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that you need. Even if Fishwee's positioning is sometimes very questionable, at least his aim always gets him through, and of course he has one of the best teammates that C can offer to him.
Oi, oi, ask me.
Yes. Small boy, tell us your thoughts.
Fishweed OP.
Yes, Fishweave OP, he has aimbot. Yes, tell us about your analysis, Oniza. Other than Fishweave OP, what about Fake Acid? Oniza?
It does not have any.
What?
What about Fake Acid? Talk to us about Fake Acid.
Fake acid.
Hmm.
He's so bad.
Yes,
He's
he's
trash.
so bad. Like, I wish the Fake Acid was as good as this Acid.
That is true.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised that Imperial managed to 4-0 both games versus Tiger Mafia. Because Tiger Mafia is really strong C team. Like one of the best right now.
Tiger Mafia
I
probably
think
were
it's just mainly the draft issues that cost them both
Yeah.
games.
draft issues, trying to go for much more comfort picks instead of actually playing the draft or playing the map really did cause them that fight. So that's going to conclude the very first set. So the second set is going to be Fries and Ice Cream versus Chronix. So sit tight, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to be back in exactly 5 minutes.
get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. I want it one more time. I really need to make it right. Energy, I overdose. Cause I'm ready to reload. I need it one more time. But baby, then again twice. But I don't know if I'm ready to let go. I'm gonna have you one more time. I'm gonna hit it one more night with you. With you. I am committed cause I know it's you I want. Hope I never see you go home. I'll come along. I'm gonna have you one more time. I'm gonna have you one more night. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Ooh, this time I wanna take it slow. I don't need my phone. I know how to picture in my mind the nights with you. I'm ready to enjoy the ride. I don't wanna die, but I could die in your arms. Cause I don't need to live forever. Cause I don't. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. And every way you keep me started a fire now, then left going deep, deep in oblivion. I'll be right back here to see you just one more time. Oh, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike,
May the
now I gotta
sexiest
ride or
team
die.
win.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the next set of games. We are going to be diving into the side of Fries and Ice Cream versus Chronix. We all know that both teams have a very rough weeks for the very past weeks, and hopefully we're going to be seeing improvements from both sides, especially from the side of Chronix. And it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to be happening between both teams, as both teams are actually now bottom seed, and this is going to be pushing one of the teams up in the ranking, whoever is going to be winning these matchups. So Acid, are you excited?
We finally get to see Fries and Ice Cream play. I am
Yes,
excited. Yes,
very
yes.
excited. And so without further ado, let us get into the very first game. So we are going to be taken into the beautiful map of Serpent Beach, a map that is well known for the side of Fries and Ice Cream in general, as Fries and Ice Cream have a much more comfortable player base around this map, and Fries and Ice Cream from the side of We're going to see the Furia pick, the Fumers going onto the Inara, me going onto the Andro, I am famous now, Joshi
Wow.
Poo going onto the BK, and for the tank we're going to be seeing, I forgot, who was that? God, no.
Singly.
Yeah, Singlish, Brian. And from the side of Team Chronics, a very small, similar draft going out as well with the Barrack. Double point tank with a Grover pick this time around and the Tyra. So this is going to be a very hard fight for both
I
sides
really
to
like
concede.
fries and ice cream draft. It's really good.
Just because of the BK, I'm pretty sure.
No, just in general, really strong picks.
Very strong picks in general with all sides.
Andrew's a really good pick on Serpent as well.
Andrew can control all of the sight lines and just go from the left hand side, and no one can really contest him. There are no flanks from the side of Team Chronics that can actually stop the Andrew pick from doing as much damage. And of course, I am grayed out because I'm the one casting this. Big sad dude. Anyways,
Let's go.
let's go, dude. And
Aggressive popping all.
yes, I'm popping off. Acid, you're going to be the one shoutcasting
No.
this. If you talk too much, I'm gonna make you shoutcast this. With Joshi Poo going onto the BK as well. It's very strong builds in general. No shock and all from the side of Joshi Poo because apparently he doesn't like to play shock and all at all. Standard picks coming out from both ends with Janie going onto the Cherish as well. And from the side of Chronics, he is not going for Cripple Grover. So this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to actually stopping this Andro pick coming out from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. But enough with talking about the drafts, we can just go immediately into the game. We're going to be watching the Khan at the very beginning stages of this fight, as everyone from the team side of Team Chronics are just pushing up completely onto this back lane right now. And there is not much that anything that the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream can do. They're slowly backing out, but Inzane pushing up a bit too far, and he may just fall with Khan falling dangerously low onto this back line right now. And Terminus does fall, and Andro low in the back line right now. Andro probably pushing up to this Cassie, but does not opt to go for that at the very beginning stages. Trying to peel off for his teammates right now onto this back end, as Tyra falling dangerously low onto the back line. May just fall towards the Androxus, looking for that pick, and Andro does get that first initial kill as Grover does get caught out of position, and he does drop to the low ground. It may just be all that they need, as Minx does fall low as well. Brian just completely going off onto this back line right now. And one after the next, they are just falling like pinballs from the side of Team Chronic, as they are not able to stabilize. They're just stacking onto one side. Grover needs to aggress with the team if they want these picks, and Tyra needs to make sure the fire placements are on point, so he does not, so that the enemy team cannot really aggress forward as much, and he needs to play a much more defensive role as well. We're going to be watching the side of Joshi Poo right now. Joshi Poo is trying to land those bombs, but hopefully they're not being able to stick at the very last second, as Shankspot does take down Joshi Poo right there, ladies and gentlemen. So the damage is raining down onto the back end right now. Sandro is forced to back out completely onto this back fight right now, and everyone is just chasing him down in this very beginning stages, as the shots are raining down completely out of position. But a good inflame is all that they need from the side of Janie to stop it out. That's a good heal coming out from the side of Josh to actually take that back end right now, as immediately from the side of Andro, the backup has come in, and a good megaton shot from the side of Changsblood to pull the Andro out of position so that he cannot dodge straight the shots anymore, as everyone from the side of Fries and Ice Cream are dying out slowly. Things are stabilizing, but still the card is being pushed in, as no one is able to hold it down anymore. Janie doing the damage that she can on this back end right now, as slowly the stabilization occurs, but Humors already into the back line right now. He has proper backup to actually hold this side, as a good ult from the side of Humors is all that they need onto this back fight right now, as Minx is falling dangerously low, but a good Grover ultimate is all that they required to make sure that he is healthy and alive, as the fight continues for the side of the high ground. Biggs just completely getting healed up with the Caught 2, not being able to stop it out at the very beginning stages, as Raylong does fall as well, ladies and gentlemen, as the damage is raining down. Shankspot does get a kill onto the Androxus, but it's not going to be enough, as everyone from the side of Fries and Ice Cream is still alive and kicking. And a good push from the side of Fries and Ice Cream. Joshi Poo. That's it. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Good push.
Good push, yes, Onisa. What do you have to say?
Spawning in 15 seconds.
Very good push, yes. Such good analysis from both my co-casters. Professional co-casters, by the way. Hires should be hiring both of you.
4,
Yeah.
2,
Professional co-casters. My god. We're going to be watching the Andrew's perspective at the very beginning stages of this fight right now. So he does opt to go for under this backline. Trying to find a good off angle to see where the picks are going to be coming through at the very beginning stages of this fight. But everyone has been rotated off the back end right now, as the ult has been only used on the side of the Andrew, as Raylong does opt in to go for that big ultimate onto the backline right now. It's a good heal coming out from Janie is all that they need, with Terminus actually falling dangerously low and uses his ultimate onto the backline, but still he does get caught out completely onto this back fight, as Janie completely low onto the objective this time around, trying to go for a bit too hyper aggressive, and it does cost him, as Mings gets that double kill for his team, looking for a triple kill, does not find it, but still from the side of Team Chronix, they have completely stabilized him. And with the comeback mechanic going through, Joshi Poo going crazy onto this backline right now. Cassie not being able to find the shot and does fall, and Joshi Poo takes someone with him to the grave right there, ladies and gentlemen. As Ray Longtail is trying to deal as much damage as he possibly can. As we look at the damage charts right now, Andro and BK are just raining down hell onto this backline right now. Andro falling dangerously onto the back end, but Cassie is coming back as well. Joshi Poo going in for the big ultimate right now onto this back end right now. Cassie falling dangerously low onto this back end, and Cassie does fall. That is all that the side of Fries and Ice Cream needed to get the kill right there for their team, with Andro getting the double kill off immediately to finish it off, and a good retake from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream.
Aggressive popping off. That's all I can say.
I popping
Yes.
off, man.
Yes, yes. Very strong in Roxas.
Yeah, so strong, dude. I wish I was good as Acid. And a good ult from the side of Brian right there, just to get the Cassie out of position immediately. And a good seismic climb coming out from the Inara was all. The tank play from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream are just far more superior than the side of Team Chronix. The tanks are not being able to create enough space right now for their end, as Aggressive does take down Raylong Tail. And what did I just say? And the memes are coming into chat right now, boys. It's gonna happen as Team Fries and Ice Cream are just rolling through one after the next. Joshi Poo going in for a bit too much of a hyper aggressive play, but no one from the side of Team Chronix is able to punish them at all. At the corner spam continues one after the next. The shots are raining down, ladies and gentlemen. Joshi Poo gets the secondary kill, looking for the third one, and one after the other from the side of Team Chronix. They are all dead, and the team kill continues. And Mings is the only one alive, trying to get back on the point, but he is not going to find it, with Brian stopping him out at the very last second. Very nicely done from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. And oh no.
Fries and Ice Cream were mainly in the control this round. Chronic didn't really find their footing in this map, because I think it's due to the double backline with double point tank. They couldn't really do anything if Bomb King pushes with the con.
There's no one to really stop the Andro as well on this point fight as well, so that's also another.
And I think the Grover did not go deep roots, right?
Yeah,
He
the
went
Grover
side.
did not dip roots. He went for Rampant Blooming, which is actually not as good in this
Questionable.
match.
Yeah.
So anyways, that
Nice
was
4-0 win.
nice 4-0 win for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. So Skronic still has a chance to come back with one more game in their name, with Team Fries and Ice Cream leading 1-0. So we will be back in exactly 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, so sit back and relax, listen to the music.
These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice. These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, never gotta roll with ice.
Yeah. Unknown Brain. Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. Yeah, you'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say
Fight! This will be a hot match!
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you finding, see you looking down and out. Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music, I'm saying.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. Yeah, you'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say
You hurt me, you did, several times. It hurts to admit that we're no different. I find it hard to commit, but you don't even try. Still, I'm better with than without you. Oh, I'm on it, I want it, but why do you seem to call it your eyes? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there. Do you wanna be out there? You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need to kill a dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale. I don't even know. We run and go still every time. Whatever it is, I keep on trying. 'Cause it ain't hard to forgive when you know what it's like. That's why I'm better with than without you. Oh, I'm on it, I want it, but why do you seem to call it your ex? I can't tell if you're here or you're out there. Do you wanna be out there? You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need to kill a dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need to kill a dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale. I don't need no.
And we are finally back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the small delay. Our co-caster has some issues, it seems. Seems that our acid poo has to leave. Our favorite duck has to leave for now, so Joshi Poo is now here. Introduce yourself,
Yes,
Joshi
hello.
Poo.
Hi, guys.
It's me,
Hello.
Blanky.
Yes, it's me.
Blanky, yes.
Yes, yes, of course.
The best blanket in the world. So,
That is actually how you pronounce my name.
yes, Blanky.
Blanket.
No, Blanky. Even that's-
I'll tell the story to you guys another.
Yes, the story needs to be told another time.
Of
So-
course.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting into the second game of Fries and Ice Cream versus Team Chronix, and Joshi Poo is going to be shoutcasting with me finally, because Acid
Yay!
doesn't like to shoutcast, it seems.
Oh no.
Poor Acid. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going into the second map, which is Ice Mines. So, Ice Mines is a map which you use as a crutch. So, let's see who actually comes out on top. Both teams have their weaknesses on this map, but still, which team is going to be coming through is the main importance. From the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream, we are going to be seeing Janie going on to the Genos, Fumers going on to the Barrick, me going on to the Talus, Joshi Poo going on to Victor, and Brian going on to Khan.
Okay, for the
Very
sake of the
strong.
stream, let's just use our in-game names.
No, Joshi Poo. Biggs
Oh
going
my
on
God.
too. Biggs going on. Okay, from the side of Team Chronix, we're going to see a double tank with the Minx going on to the Makoa, and a very, very, very high burst composition with the Genos, with the Koga and the Vivian. And we all know how much Vivian hurts.
Definitely. I think like especially for a map like Ice Mines. Normally, people they don't draft for the push on Ice Mines. Like on Ice Mines, you just generally try to draft around the point, and in order to take the point, you know that you need high burst champions. So it's good that they took the Vivian, but yeah, we'll just have to see how Fries and Ice Cream do decide to tackle this draft.
It's going to be very rough for their end because both tanks just get hard countered by Vivian because of course Barrack has a very large head in general, so Barrack's head is going to be under the fire quite often from this Vivian, and especially with Opportunity and Chaos, a lot of damage does go through with Wrecker as well for a double shield tank comp, with Molo going on to Koga as well, so there's a lot of DPS on the side of Team Chronix, which is going to be very dangerous for Fries and Ice
I
Cream.
think also, yeah, I think also traditionally on this map, we've seen Makoa being played a few times. Like, I know Slime, especially, Slime is a good one that comes to mind, because Lillian does tend to gravitate towards this Makoa pick, especially on this map.
And on
Like, you
this-
can just see that, yeah, he pushes right through the workshop every time, and he just flanks the entire backline. He causes so much chaos. So maybe it's just like a situational pick or what, but it does seem that Makoa is more favored on this map for some reason.
Makoa probably favoritism on this map is due to the workshop, as you can just, anyone who's pushing through workshop, you can just left hand side peek him with your hook and just pull him in. That is why Makoa has really gravitated towards, especially on this map. And Makoa, even though his hook is on a very long cooldown, if you can hit your hooks, it really doesn't matter because high value targets is all that you need in these fights. But still, enough, we can talk about this as much as you want, but let us go right into the game. So we're going to be watching Singlish at the very beginning stages of this fight as the dismounts does go through from there, and Talus going on, probably going into the back lane right now. Damage is raining through. Makoa does miss the initial hook off. Makoa falling dangerously low, and Makoa does fall to the hands of Talus on the very beginning stages of this fight. Joshi Poo probably into this backline right now, standing up at the window, burning down the Vivian as much as he can, as he's probably going to fragnate Victor on these fights as well, as the damage is raining in, and an amazing grenade coming out from the side of Joshi Poo to take them down, and a double kill for the Victor as Team Fries and Ice Cream just is rolling through like the very first game onto the side of Team Chronix, and they're now into this back foot, and Molo having no resources to back out in that fight. And things have stabilized for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream, with the zone holding an 87% and ticking. I do not see how they can touch this point right now.
Yeah, extremely well played by Fries and Ice Cream. I think like they didn't have enough adequate pressure on the Victor, which is understandable at the start of these beginning stages. These journals compositions do tend to fall off in the later game, so Fries and Ice Cream will be winning harder just naturally as the game in the beginning stages. But we'll just have to see how they do as the game progresses.
Talus as well, because the Talus' burn damage is quite hard on these fights, but the Vivian is going to be slowly running up as Joshi Poo doing the damage that he needs to, with a good snap onto Insane as well, and with Fumer stealing both of the kills. That's all that they need, as Joshi Poo doesn't get a single kill to his name as everything has been stolen.
Yeah, definitely a problem there.
Definitely feels that moment as Khan does get grabbed out from the side of Mink, but good heal coming out from Josh. But Josh pushing in a bit too far and does get caught out of position completely, and he is not able to retreat on this fight as JD is trying to get out with the Talus right now as fast as they possibly can, as the body block does occur, but Minx is able to lob a shot straight off and kill off Janie in that fight.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good stabilization there by Chronic. But I think the Victor really that overaggressed there, and he just got caught up by the Talus just pushing into the window. A bit of miscommunication there, must say, from Fries and Ice Cream, which was good capitalized.
Especially on, again, this man in Molo does find an initial pick off. He does use his ult as Yoshiku does get out, but Raylong and Molo do find both of the tanks, and another stabilization has come out from their end, and everyone from the side of Team Chronix needs to run back, everyone from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream needs to run back completely in this fight.
Yeah, I think a key difference to note here as well is now Vivian has a Sentinels. So every time she presses C, the ultimate comes up, and she just does basically twice the amount of damage. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's a lot of damage coming through from this Vivian.
The Vivian
And,
does fall to Joshi Fudo at the very beginning stages in this fight, as everyone from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream are just collapsing onto both of the tanks for the side of Team Chronix, and Insane does finally fall with Talus getting a double kill on this backline as well. The fight is slowly raining through Ryan and Joshi Fu holding this off angle right now, and Talus going into the backline one after the next. They are just raining down as Molo falling dangerously low, and he does finally fall with the Fury into the backline right now. That is all that she wrote, as Brian going popping off like a madman. This Khan's looking for blood, looking for that triple kill, finally connects it, because I honestly think Brian thought that he died at the very beginning stages, as Koga is the only one alive and does fall at the very end, as finally the Furia dies as well. And a very nice push coming out from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. Not much to commentate, not much to say, because Team Chronix were just piling onto point. And
Yeah, I think it was just a stagger at the end. Like, Chronic was just trying to get bodies on the point one at a time, and I think that initially, like, Fries and Ice Cream, we already got the first pick onto the Koga. And by that time, you already know that when the card is so far, it's almost close to pushing that breach, that no one is going to stop this Victor, no one is going to stop this Talus, and when you have that much just raw output of damage, just free firing down at your tanks, just impossible to sustain. Like, even as a Terminus, it's so difficult. Shrapnel can just shoot behind you, Barret just jukes around you, and it's just hell, I think.
That you can do at all as the Terminus, and with every ultimate from the side of both teams right now working out in their favor. Raylong still does not have the Sentinels up and ready, but Singlish does have the Commander Scrap at the ready to get an initial pick, not using Commander Scrap early to grab onto the Vivian. There's point bet and a good grab on the Terminus right there. It's all that they need, and Terminus takes a drink into the water right now. Vivian falling dangerously low, but Talus does fall with the completely at max health, but still not able to finish off the Vivian. As good heals coming out from the side of Boom to keep the Vivian alive. Still dangerously low, as Raylong just pumping out the damage that he needs for his team, and this Vivian pokes out her friends, and this is what her friends look like. They're doing massive amount of damage, as Minx goes in for an amazing hook, pulling Brian out into the frying pan, out of the frying pan and into the fire, straight into Vivian's sights. And this Vivian doing massive amounts of damage onto every tank from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream, as the tanks have just piled onto point and died at the very beginning stages. It's not going to go well for there, and as overtime is not going to be, overtime touch is not really possible on these fight, but Genie does get a pick, but it's not gonna be enough, as no one from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream were close enough to get that touch. Very nice through time and space coming out from Jamie right there to actually hold it off.
Yeah, and the fact that you can just see the power of Furia. Like, all of them was so low, but the Furia just heals them up just 0 to 100 every single time. And you can see how much value that Makoa ult got. As soon just one Makoa ult was good enough distraction to allow the Vivian just do infinite amounts of damage onto the
Very
members
nice
of Fries and
dodge
Ice Cream.
from Insane,
Yeah.
and one Fury ult
Nice pull as well.
need. And one Fury is all that you need to completely shut down an entire push, as its own still holds for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. As things have stabilized and they're still holding strong. Humor is going, trying to do something on the back end right now. Alice falling dangerously low, but is able to get out. As good peel from his team does come through. Insane trying to be a bit too hyper aggressive, does get caught out of position. And everyone is just stacking up from the side of Team Chronix, and this Talus is not being able to do anything. Good try for the hook, but Talus was at the ready to dodge out the hook as soon as it does come through. As everyone from the side of Team Chronix are now just falling down like pinballs, trying to over-aggress onto one character. Did cost them a lot on that fight, as Janie is able to get that lift onto the Terminus. And things stabilize, ladies and gentlemen, as the Furia falling dangerously low, but Ming's giving proper peel to the support, just as the support heals him up. Good peel occurs.
Yeah.
This left-hand side is going to be very crucial for both teams right now. Who is going to win this fight is going to win this entire, and who is going to win this fight is going to justify if the point is going to happen or not.
I think basically if you won this fight, you know, with 30 seconds to go, you basically pretty much already won the round. And like, you can really see that the Fries and Ice Cream comp is starting to struggle quite a little bit, because with these small maps like Ice Mines, having a Genos pocket on you is just not enough. You just can't sustain against the burst that Vivian brings, that Makoa brings, especially when he has his ancient rage. Like, the Genos is just not, he just does not provide enough burst healing just in the later stages of this game. So Flash and Ice Game have to win, and they have to win fast.
Flash and Ice Cream are having that trouble because the Vivian is just free firing right now, and the Vivian free firing, and the Talus is not going to be able to even peek the Vivian. As you just saw, 3/4 of the Talus's health was just gone as soon as Vivian just hit 2 bullets, and both tanks are now on mid, stacking up. There's nowhere for Fumer to go as Raylong does get that double kill, looking for the triple kill as Talus, not trying to stagger out, gives the triple kill towards the side of Raylong. A very nice kill goes out for there, and the Team Chronics are just slowly pushing it in one after the next as the overtime is sticking through, but still Team Fries and Ice Cream are not able to stabilize on that hyper aggressive play and the sheer amount of raw damage coming out from the side of Team Chronics. One ult has been used from the side of the Talus, and the Talus is able to get that immediate pick onto the Fury, and that is all that they needed with the double kill as well. Stabilizes completely as Insane uses ultimate trying to go for the touch, but he was not inside the circle. You are need to be made sure.
I think he was, but if you die, so okay, this is the thing. If you die as a Terminus, you actually don't count as an entity. So basically, if the overtime timer ticks too far off and you don't reanimate in time, so even in the process of reanimation, you're actually not touching the point per se. You're actually, so you have to reanimate in time, because if the overtime timer ticks over, or it's too far gone, then yeah, it's just, you basically lost the point. But in that push, the overtime timer has been ticking for quite a while as well. That's why the overtime burns out really quickly.
Yeah, that is
so
true,
really unfortunate.
Overtime started at the very point fight, so
yeah,
going through from that. As we are
quite
going to be
unfortunate,
watching Singlish from this back end right now. No one to actually grab off in this fight right. So this is still holding strong on this back end as the Talus goes in for a hyper aggressive play out of the back line, but the Vivian just instantly burns him down. One small misplay from the side of the Talus may just cost everything, as Vivian is just walking down onto the side of Singlish, and Singlish does fall with no regrets. Raylong is just walking down holding W against Joshi Poo, but Joshi Poo decides to back off at the very last stage. But Vivian's friends popping out as well. This is going to be a very hard touch with 62% and ticking. There is no way the Talus can actually get through the wall. That is Vivian. But Makoa does fall at the very beginning stages, but with 93% and ticking, no one can touch this point right now. With a through time and space going through as well, but it's not gonna be enough as Joshipo does use the just use the garage to actually kill off someone, but it's not gonna be enough. As Brian falling dangerously low, but still surviving the onslaught from this Terminus, and he's still alive and kicking, and he does fall, and Brian is still alive to make sure they have a strong defensive hold.
You can see that Fries and Napkin just really struggling. Like, the tanks are falling off so hard into this late game, especially with the amount of burst damage that the side of Chronic had. The Vivian, the Makoa. The Makoa just one ult is just so much distraction, and if people turn to us to look at the Makoa, like, who is looking at the Vivian?
Everyone just trying towards the Vivian, and if you try to push the Vivian, there's already a Furia there just to heal her back to full. Even if you have maxed out Cauterize, Furia just heals for so much. That's a good ultimate coming out from Brian, but he still lived through it all. I think the Terminus, yes, he does have resilience, so he does not get thrown off very far in that fight, and it really did cost them a lot as the resilience pick very strong on this back end. Talus does get that pick on the Molo as he tries to go for a hyper aggressive dive on the Fumers. Fumers does die, but things have not stabilized for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream as everyone is just running back slowly, trying to create enough space, trying to get a proper zone on this fight, as Brian is now back onto this back lane right now. We're going to be seeing Joshipo on this back foot, but the Fury ult has been popped. The wings are now on to the side of Team Chronics as they are holding W. They are looking for the kills as Raylong is now onto the right hand side, and he has free fire over everyone. The angle is his with the shield from the Makoa as well. He's going to be free firing as for as long as he wants, and he has the defensive hold on their side, and Minx does get a good hook onto the Talus right there to take him down, as no tank is present to actually heal properly for their side as the DPS does fall one after the next. The shots are raining down. Joshipo trying to get a pick onto Furia right there. The Furia is completely low into the back line, but it's still gonna be enough, ladies and gentlemen, as the ult from the Talus is being used to create some space, as the Makoa falling dangerously low, immediately rotating off towards the side of the Furia, but the Furia does opt to go into the runes to give them enough time to go through, but the Terminus falling dangerously low onto this point fight right now. The Terminus finally falls with Molho trying to make a breakneck dive onto Janie, but it's not gonna be enough as a Furia completely low onto this back line. It's all that she wrote as Joshi Poo is at the ready to get that kill that they need. The nade does not connect, but Raylong is able to survive, but still a good defensive hold from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream.
And this is like where the real problem starts to lie. Just look at the amount of cauterize right now that Chronic have. So they have COD 3, COD 2, COD 2, COD 2. And COD 2 in a map as small as this, all you need is just that 1 second of positioning mistake from the side from the Genos team, and the Furia team can just capitalize so hard, because especially when you look at their composition as well, the Vivian just does so much damage, and she has an ult again. Like, I just want to see how Fries and Ice Cream really need to make some adjustments to deal with this Vivian, or she is just going to absolutely tear apart the.
The thing is that the Vivian needs to be pushed hard and aggressed on, but there's not enough aggression coming out from the side of Fries and Ice Cream to shut down this Vivian pick. It's causing them so much issues right now in this fight, as the Sentinels have popped out. Vivian is showing everyone his pain, but Joshi Poo is at the ready onto this open side right now as a good ult from our favorite Joshi Poo is all that we need, as the Makoa is getting burned through onto this backline right now, and the Makoa falling dangerously low is still alive and kicking, still trying to go through with this fight, as the fights are still breaking out with the Inflame popping out as well. Both DPS is very low on his back end, but Vivian just holding the W button, holding the right click. That's all that she needs, as the DPSs are still super low to this back end, but still Furia is able to heal up Raylong, and he's able to survive and live for another day. Insane. Also being healed completely out of Cauterize, back to full HP from the brink of death. Puber does fall. Brian getting onto mid, and there is nothing that the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream can do to hold this fight any more, ladies and gentlemen, as the points are being touched out with 93% and taking Brian going in for the very last touch for this fight, but he's gonna get staggered out, and no one from his team is at the ready to complete this hole. Janie not using the 2 time and space early enough is going to be an issue, as the 2 time and space does connect onto the Terminus, but it's not gonna be enough. But Molho does have the phone does have his phone number, calls him up, but it's not gonna be enough, as Molho creates enough distraction to keep Joshi Poo busy and Janie from stopping everything.
Yeah, so this is where the Furia composition really excels in the late game. Like, Furia doesn't fall off as hard as the other healers in the game. So in the later game, the edge is definitely always given to the composition with the Furia.
Oh my god!
The
Vivian is just burning through people. She just held the W. She gave no damn for her life and just held the W so hard. Molo falling dangerously low, but Koga, being the slippery character that he is, just runs away at the very last second, trying to get a pick onto the Vivian right now. The Vivian falling dangerously low, and Fumers does get that immediate kill off onto Raylong, and it stabilizes the team right there. And a good hook from the side of Mings, but it's not gonna be enough, as the Koga is now on the low ground as well, completely caught out, as the Terminus is in the backline, probably getting staggered out. Insane trying to get a bit too greedy for the healer, and may just cause them. Maybe if he just stood on the point for a little while longer, it would have been enough for his team, as finally he dies off, and Terminus does get staggered out a bit from his team.
Nice stagger there by Fries and Ice Cream. Must admit, it was good decision making there by Fries and Ice Cream. They just leave the tank, they realize that the healer is still alive, they just take out the healer first, and when the tank has no legs to stand on, then that's when they turn their attention towards the Terminus and then take him out. So really well played by Fries and Ice Cream, but you can just see that the tanks of Fries and Ice Cream are just melting so hard, they're just falling off so hard in this late game, and their Khan shield is basically non-existent with the amount of damage that the Vivian is out.
Vivian's damage output is way too high for their own good, as we're just going to be seeing the Mako actually going on onto this left hand side right now. It may just cause an even more issue as Fumers does get caught out with Raylong at the ready to just burn through the tanks as the shield has already been broken. And everyone from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream, they already have to give up this right hand side choke. But still, it's still holding strong. Ming's looking for a big hook onto the Talus. May disconnect, but Talus is able to dodge it out at the very last second and is still holding as Brian tries to go in for a dash onto the Vivian, but it does not connect, and the Vivian shield is all that she needs, and Brian finally getting that kill straight onto the backline as things stabilized again for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream, taking this to a 3-3, a good old-fashioned Ice Mines game, ladies and gentlemen, as we are seeing it. Trying to get for some BM onto the side of Insane, trying to make him ult, but it does not happen as Vivian screams, "Have you met my friends?" as she is mad at the fact that Team Chronix have been BM'd from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream.
I think now the problem lies with how do you respond? What changes do you make coming into this point fight? Because you've tried everything. You've tried aggression, you've tried playing passively, you've tried everything. But now it really comes down to what can you do to really deal with this Vivian. I think the main problem that lies right now is the Vivian and the Mako. The Mako just causes too much distraction, and actually the whole team is the problem. The Furia is also just healing way too much. There's just too much sustain coming on the side of Chronix, and you really just I just want to see what adjustment they can make right now.
Right now, the healer has been dismounted on this fight, and one of the DPSs as well. And another dismount going in from the side of Janie. Fumers going in a bit too hyper aggressive right now. Does get hooked out. Oh my god, that Barrick was full health. He just got instantly melted right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good grab from the side of Brian, but he does not fall through. What did he hit is the real question. And Raylong Tail is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. And still kicking, and the damage is just running through as Team Chronix gives so much peel to the side of this Vivian. The Vivian survives and just kills everyone from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. There's not much that they can do, with the ultimate slowly coming through from the side of Janie as well. One proper lineup is all that they need. One proper pick from this through time and space is all that is required to make this push even possible, as the peel is at the ready to make this hold strong. As the true time and space has been used, but it does not connect. Humor is falling dangerously low, does fall off to the Makoa. This is an angry turtle. This turtle wants a kill. He does kill the Talus. Gets proper peel to Ray Long Tail, and Team Chronix take game 2.
Yeah. Like I said, the General's composition just falls off too hard late game, and also the Furia, and they realized that Chronic just need to protect the win condition. There is no way that Fires and Ice Cream could have touched that Vivian. Even like with the composition that they had, all they had to do was protect the Vivian, and the Vivian would do infinite amount of damage for your team. And the Khan just really couldn't sustain at all. Like, he just basically was negated towards the end of the game. He was basically useless. He was only used for his ult, but
yeah,
I think
the
at the end there,
connected. The ult's connected, but high res or probably due to some hitboxes issues. If the Vivian actually died in that point fight, we all know for a fact that Talus was alive, Joshipu was alive, so you were alive, so you could actually do something in that fight because the Vivian is dead. Everyone tried to collapse onto the Vivian because of the panic, and this is what caused the game to go through, because as we saw, Brian the Khan was actually grabbed the Vivian, threw her off, and then she came back and he became low health because of the Vivian. The Vivian kept on shooting the Khan in that fight.
Yeah, I think it was just really extremely difficult to deal with the Vivian. Like I think that the entire team of Chronic, they were just playing around the Vivian so well. Like you can see like multiple shields, multiple heals just went onto the Vivian. Even if they meant sacrificing one or two other players, it's fine. As long as the Vivian stayed alive and her sentinels just kept on going, and there was just nothing to stop. Just Vivian is just a damage machine when you just leave it unchecked.
And that is all she wrote, and Team Chronix take their first win in multiple weeks right now, and it's going to be very hard to see what the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream are going to be taking, what Fries and Ice Cream are going to do for the very next game. So we'll be back in exactly 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, with the very last game of this week. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the very last game of this set. Joshipu, are you excited to see who takes week 6 of the GCSL
Yes.
post brackets?
I think some there was some feedback that told us just to use the real names. I think people are just getting confused. Not everyone knows us, so I think we
Yeah.
should use in-game.
Okay, so I'm gonna be using
Fair
in-game
enough.
names more, mainly because I know you guys by your real names so well that the in-game names don't really come to my mind that often anymore because we rarely ever use
Yeah.
those.
It's
So
okay. We'll try our best to remember.
yeah, we'll try our best for this case, just for the people on the stream.
Yeah.
We are professional casters after all.
Yes.
And anyways, we are going to be going into the very last game of this set, and let us see which map we are going to be taken into. And we are going to take it into the final map, being the crutch map, of course, Jag or Falls. A map that almost every team just falls back on when they're in the tightropes. And of course, Rise and Ice Cream take this pick. On the same time, from the side of Rise and Ice Cream, we're going to be seeing a very hyper sustained competition going on to Furia, Inara, Zin, Vivian, and Atlas. Atlas pick being very strong on this map because of the wall just dividing up the entire map. And from the side of Team Chronix, we're going to be seeing a Grover and also a very hyper sustained composition with a BK on their side too. So this is going to be interesting to see what exactly is going to be happening for the side of Team Chronix, as this is going to be very difficult for their end because of the Atlas pick being present on their side. So Joshipu, talk us through the draft.
I think so it does seem like Fries and Ice Cream have decided to take the Vivian. Giving Conix a bit of their taste of their own medicine. I like that bit
Yes.
of retribution.
The
And it's a
retribution.
I think it's just really I don't know if ironic is the exact word, but for lack of a better word, ironic that Conix have chosen to go with the Beric and the Khan, the exact same two tags that lost
To the Vivian.
that lost to the Vivian in their previous game. That's interesting. And also they do pick the Koga again. So I don't know. I think this is definitely a cover pick. I don't see a really good situation here in which you can use the Koga. Maybe you could use it for a bit of poke damage on the Inara, but the Atlas will just completely negates your usefulness. So I
Atlas
think the
completely
Koga
negates it.
pick, yeah, Koga was really interesting.
The Koga is a really interesting pick, and also the Koga
Yeah.
can't really do anything to a Vivian. What are you going to try to do to a Vivian? Shoot her shield or shoot her feet? You're going to die before you can even shoot it down completely. That is the power of a Vivian. And Vivian and Victor are probably the best characters in the game right now just because of that. When you consider that. Like, they must be the most simplest characters in the game, but they are so powerful. Like, it's very interesting to see how people say that Cassie is the most broken champion in the game. They just forget about Vivian and Victor. They're so simple that they're so powerful. And we are going
Yeah,
to
and the thing
showcase
is-
this.
Yeah, I think the problem is everyone just leans towards this Cassie pick, right? And then when someone and the opponent picks Vivian, you're just like, oh no, they pick Vivian, and then you just realize the Vivian's just running you over in your entire team, and you're just like, oh yeah, we should have picked Vivian.
Because
But
it's
then you just completely forget about it when the draft. It's one of those characters, you know.
one of those characters that is very strong,
Yeah.
but still works really well in their favor. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let us get into the game. We're going to be watching our favorite Blanky at the very start of this match. As Josh
Blanket.
talk, no Blanky.
Okay.
Yes, as everyone is just piling up onto this left-hand side right now, and Zin probably trying to get a backhand side pick right now, trying to get onto the Grover, but still it's not going to be enough as the zone is being started. Shangsma does have the phone number of their nines, but still Molho trying to go for a bit too much of a hyper-aggressive push, and it does bite them in the back right there, ladies and gentlemen, as they're now forced out back completely, as Zin now trying to get a kill onto Shank's blood, but still good trigger control from the side of the Bomb King to not shoot the counter to get himself killed in that fight. But Inzane completely out of position and is forced back out as Zin gets that pick. And everyone from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream are just collapsing one after the next. On the back end right now, Zin finally dies off to the Grover, but everyone from the team side of Team Fries and Ice Cream are still alive and kicking, and the tanks are just running through everyone as Fumi takes that next kill.
Oh, but Molo's in backline here. He could do something. Or not.
Never mind. Always trying his
Yeah,
hardest.
never
He gets
mind.
an overnight touch, but he uses all of his dashes. He uses all of his dashes. He has no resources to even get onto the point to try and go for an overtime touch. Resource management is important, and Zin ultimate is into the face of Mix, and Mix goes back to spawn, crying, and a good rewind from Brian as well as all that they need to take down this Grover for their side. Oh my god, the con grab range, and the Zin will fall in this case. Okay, nice
That
from the
is
side of Insane right there.
Yep. So that was a nicely played by Fries and Ice Cream. They basically just played around the Vivian like everyone should, and we all know how detrimental a free firing Vivian can be. And now the Vivian has an ultimate, so we'll just have to see
Our friends are
when he
going to
decides
be
to
like,
use.
"You'll mess with my girl." It's gonna happen, boys. It's gonna happen. And yeah, the friends are out. The damage is gonna be raining through with Koga using the ultimate straight onto the face of Blanky. But amazing heals coming out from the side of JD to keep it alive. Everyone is low from the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream. Both TPSs are out of the fight, and the tanks are the only one alive and kicking. As the out of combat heals does go through, as JD becoming the fragger that she was meant to be, getting one kill, getting another kill, double kill for this Furia, ladies and gentlemen. And she is just popping off like crazy in these fights.
Wow.
The heals are coming through where the support, the combat support is at the ready, and single-handedly we all know for a fact that Janie's one stun stopped the overtime touch, taking the win for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream.
Furia carry.
Yes, Furia is probably
Of
one of
course.
the best damage supports and the battle supports in the game. This is why this Furia pick is actually much more powerful than a Genos pick. Teams leaning towards the Furia, like we can say through this entire tournament, teams which have gotten the Furia have a higher win rate than teams which have picked the Genos, if the teamwork and coordination is good enough.
I think people lean towards the Genos because it's just an easier to execute healer. You just have that passive healing over time. You don't have to worry about utility use as much. You just kind of grab someone and then just kind of leave them there. See if your team finishes them. I think that's just a lot. It's just easier to execute, and also having the Genos allows you to pivot into 3 DPS as well. So that's why people do favor the Genos.
And that's all that she wrote, as the damage is just running through one after the next, and Minx going dangerously low and does fall off immediately. Molo trying to do something under this backline right now, but he is forced up with only the DPSs left, and Team Chronix again on the back foot, and Blanky just rotating off and be like, "Oh, hello there. Hello there, I thought you needed something right there." And that is all that she wrote for the side of Team Chronix with 66%, and taking the DPSs are probably out of position, trying to go through, and a good block coming out from the side of Zin to completely stop out this Bomb King, as already Atlas is saying you are out of time, but Molo is into the backline right now trying to get a kill on the Janie, but is not able to find it. A good peel comes out from the teammate to completely take them down, and another Zin ult is at the ready to get another finishing blow off in that fight.
A bit of an overkill there with the seismic crash coming out, but it doesn't matter because Crash and Ice Cream captured the point. They wouldn't be worried about ultimate.
Well, we all
They've
know
got a
about
whole
Feedmers.
2 minutes.
Feedmers exist.
They've got a whole 2 minutes to charge it. Exactly.
Ooh, Shanks, what the amount of damage that came through straight onto the Zen. A bit too hyper aggressive from the side of the Zen. Trying to create space probably, but a bit too much space is bad for everyone, it seems.
Definitely. I think there's just this Koga has found 0 value until this point. Like I don't know what this Koga exactly is supposed to do.
As we
I
can
think
see
this
from
is
the
definitely
damage charts as
a
well,
counter.
even Atlas is doing more damage than a Koga at this stage, which is not doing them any good. As the wings are coming out with Vivian's friends as well on her back, the damage is way too much, and everyone from the side of Team Chronix will be feeling this damage as the ultimate does pop through, with Blanky falling dangerously low, but it's all that she wrote. As Singlish trying to get a good rewind onto the beacon, does not find it in this stage, but Feedmers going in for this back end fight, as he does get a very good triple onto this back line, and does have the phone number of the Grover, and the Grover does fall, and everyone from the side of Team Chronix are just collapsing like dominoes right now, one after the next, as the ult has been used, as another ult coming out from the Zen to completely take down Mings, and there is nothing that the side of Team Chronix can do, as one after the next the shots are raining down, and a 4-0 win for the side of Team Fries and Ice Cream.
What an anticlimactic way to end this. I mean, You saw like the 4-3 game, the intense game, right down to the wire, all that, right in the last game, and then this game was just a 4-0. And you know why? They just picked the Vivian. I mean,
The Vivian is just too strong.
and imagine not banning Zin as like you basically just gave Zin, which can like instantly delete one of your tanks, as if you don't have, as if you already have no sustainability to begin with, already deleting one of those helpfuls off the map, and the Vivian just chewing through your other tank. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this Zid who's probably gonna execute me. Suddenly you get executed, and the Vivian is on the other side of the map being like, oh, hello there. Did you
Hello,
forget
goodbye.
about me? Did you forget about me?
You know, sometimes when I'm playing Vivian, even I'm surprised how much damage I can do. I'm just like, oh, he's dead. Okay, that was cool.
Yeah, that's just cool. And this is how strong a Vivian is, even a Victor pick, especially on this map. Like, when we were considering the drafts during the drafting phases, we were actually considering, do we take a Vivian or do we take a Victor? Because even a Victor in this fight would be really good. But as the Koga pick did come through earlier in the stages, we were like, okay, go for Vivian, because Koga does counter Victor in a way. But Vivian, you can't really even ult a Vivian as a Koga because of how strong her potential actually is.
I think Molo did make that rookie mistake once. But he tried to ult me, but you know, the Vivian movement speed is like, nope, see you later, and he just basically got caught out of position.
And
So hard there.
Does conclude week six of the GCSL close stages, and there's only a couple more weeks remaining for the standings going through before the finals start. So there's been very hard fought weeks, and last week was a much more interesting basis, I would say, than this week, but still the games were good nonetheless.
Yeah,
the ranking screens will be showing next week probably, because the rank our favorite Bulbasaur was not able to make the rankings for this week. So next week we will hopefully be able to show the rankings of which teams are at the top right now and which teams are going to go down to the bottom. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be seeing you next week. I am Aggressive, and my co-caster is Joshi Poo. And thank you all for watching. We're going to be seeing you next time. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.